and let's listen to Carmelo Anthony, who is part of the new Lakers, the new look Lakers, who added some pieces, including Russell Westbrook, of course, but Mello being also another player that they added, a well-known superstar player, 37 years old. It's amazing to think that Melo's that old. And he is finally teaming up with LeBron James. He and LeBron, who were part of that big draft class, they were part of, obviously, the core of superstars in the NBA through the first 15 years, 20 years of this century. So you've got guys like Mello, you've got Dwight Howard, you've got Trevor Ariza, you've got Marc Gasol. This is an older group. And Mello was asked if there's some concern about the LAARP Lakers.
Different time, different game, more resources than guys had years ago when we first came into the game. I think just the concept and the seriousness behind taking care of yourself, like we really understand what that means from a holistic standpoint, the mind, body, and soul. Like we are there at that point of our career where, you know, we understand the importance of what it means to take care of your body, what it means to take care of your mind. And in this situation, experience comes into play, understanding one another, you know, whereas if all of us would have came together early on in our career, we probably wouldn't have had the same understanding as we're gonna have right now. I think we're all ready to just take on whatever role that is that all of us need to do and need to take on in order to reach that ultimate goal, which we all know what that is at this point.
Where's Monica McNutt? Where is she with her balance and wellness? Mind, body, and soul. Mello has talked about he's dramatically changed his diet. He's trying to prolong his career, as you know. Can this work, Keith?
Absolutely.
Oh, of course it is. You're a Laker fan. You're going to say it's going to work.
This can be. You can take all them and put them on the Knicks. I say the same thing. You can put them on a lot of different teams. I say the same thing. But when you start to look around the league and you're looking at teams that can challenge them, everybody has older guys. Everybody that's good have older guys.
It's always been that case.
And so I don't see what the big deal is that these guys may be long in the tooth. They can still go and they can still play. We missed Dwight Howard so much a year ago. That's why we brought him back.
I thought Dwight was very good for the Sixers. I think he's found his niche and what he's is now in the second part of his career when he was once an MVP and once a Defensive Player of the Year, a great rebounder, a great player. He's no longer that, but he's still a very serviceable player now in the NBA.
Let me ask you this as my basketball guy right now. Were the Lakers good last year?
Yeah.
Is this team better?
Yes.
So what's the problem?
No. I am. First of all,
why even ask me that question?
I don't have the issue.
And then when I give you the answer, you get mad at me and say, "Of course you would say that." You ask me a question, I give you the answer, and it's not the answer you don't like.
No,
you're just like a reporter.
I'm not mad at you. What do you think though of Mello and LeBron teaming up? And Mello said that LeBron basically said to him, "It's time. Now is the time." And he said that it was time to make it happen. That he said to him, "I want you on the Lakers." There were other times LeBron could have reached out to Mello saying, you know, let's get him here. The one time Mello wasn't in the league, remember? He was out for half a season.
Everybody was telling LeBron
didn't
to push for it.
Yeah, and LeBron didn't bring him in.
Because it wasn't time.
Now it's time. And Mello said we were on different paths earlier in our careers, but now is the right time.
And it is the right time. And LeBron signed off on it, which when you have a star player like that, he should sign off on it. And I think when you look at where Mello was at, like Mello said, and where LeBron was at, they were on two different paths. Well, now they come together collectively to try to bring another championship to L.A., which I'm okay with. We saw Mello last year. We saw what that was. We like, okay, he's a role player. He's a role player who can play.
But a very serviceable player.
Yeah, and not going to cause, as people would say, the headaches or the concerns that people had with him in Denver when he played in Denver, or even here in New York where people felt like there was some issues with Mello then. You're not going to get that in L.A. He's on a team with LeBron.
And clearly what Melo's doing here is chasing a championship, which
As he should.
I have no problem with. So one of his quotes was, this is the one thing I'm missing. This is the thing that keeps me up at night, that motivates me because I don't have it, meaning a championship. George Karl retweeted this. SportsCenter tweeted that quote out. George Karl retweets it. Remember his coach from the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
And George Karl said, and it kept our coaching staff up at night a decade ago when we were stressing the importance of team play and defense. How petty can you be?
That's trolling him.
He got you to a conference final and you lost to Kobe's Lakers in a championship year. There's nothing to be upset about. That Denver Nuggets team went really far with
Blame Mello, huh? I guess.
He's just having fun with it, but okay.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.